What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a premium card for Vanguard deck profile of Sanctuary Guard Dragon. Now, I've been playtesting this for a while now, and so far at the moment, this is probably my last build for it. I might change the crits, but that's a huge might. But at the moment, this build is working out pretty well. It's been winning multiple tournaments. Well, not tournaments, I mean multiple card shops, and I'm really happy with it. Let's break down the build. Of course, we're playing 6 grade 3s, and 4 of them is the main MVP, Sanctuary Guard Dragon. This card is such a good card. Alright, so his ability, once per turn, it doesn't matter if your opponent's on grade 2. After it attacks, counterblast 1, rest 3 of your grade 1 rear guards in the back row. Discard only 1 card, and restand this card for... That's it. Just restand it. It's so good. Yes, I know you need to rest 3 grade 1s in the back row, which might be an issue because if you're playing against another deck that has G Guardians that can retire cards from your board, that can retire back row cards, you're basically pretty much going to lose. But if they don't, this grade 3 will go off. His other ability is if your opponent's on grade 3 or greater, it gets +1 credit. It's already broken enough. Like, this grade 3 is insane, and it gives the front board plus 10k. Now, the other grade 2 that we're playing is Knight of Heavenly Spears. I'm not gonna say his name because I can't pronounce it, but this grade 2 is broken. Once per turn, counterblast 1, soul blast 1. Choose 2 units, and they both get plus 10k until the end of the turn. And his last ability, if you have 4 cards or 4 or more in your damage zone, you may counter charge 1. This card is so good. Basically it's a Soul Blast 1 first effect. That's it. It's that good of a card. Of course, your main target is going to be Sanctuary Guard Dragon because you want to beef it up as much as possible because it's going to restand, and you can give another unit plus 10k, which you can just give it to himself. Honestly, guys, do not sleep on this grade 3. This grade 3, in my opinion, it's very splashable in a bunch of Royal Paladin decks. Now on to grade 2s. We're playing 4 copies of Knight of Conquest Wigstand. We're playing 4 copies of this card. Basically, his ability is during your turn, if you have a Vanguard with Sanctuary Guard Dragon in its name, this unit gets plus 5k for each of your back row grade 1s. Vanguard rear guard ability, when placed, counterblast 1. Look at the top 7 cards on the top of your deck. You can call up to 1 grade 1 from among them and then shuffle your deck. So basically, it's a 1-for-1. It's a good 1-for-1 because it can get plus 15k by itself. It's a good beat stick or grade 2, and it can help you fill up your board. The main point of this deck is to get out your grade 1s as soon as possible. And of course, we have to play 4 copies of Absolute Blade Knight Leverot. This card is just too good of a grade 2 not to play because his ability is literally free if you don't have any counterblast. On place, counterblast 1 or soul blast 1 if you don't have any face-up damage, and you can superior call a grade 2 from your deck to the field. It's one of the best 1-for-1s that we've ever seen in Card for Vanguard standard format because you don't need a counterblast for its effect. You can just soul blast 1, which is broken. For the last grade 2s, we're playing 2 Akanes. Her ability, basically, you can on place counterblast 1 superior call a grade 1 high beast from the deck to the field. And if it's being boosted by a high beast, I believe she gets plus 3k. Yeah, she gets plus 3k. So she's a 13k on attack if she has a grade 1 high beast behind her. You don't have to play her, but the main reason why we are playing her is just, again, to fill up the board as soon as possible, to get out your grade 1s as soon as possible. So we're playing 10 grade 2s in total. For grade 1s, we're playing the MVP card, our Turretive Knight Basil. We're playing 4 copies. His ability is on Vanguard only when placed. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Reveal it to 1 Sanctuary Dragon or 1 Knight of Conquest Wigstand. His rear guard ability, when your Vanguard with Sanctuary Guard and its card name attacks, give that unit plus 10k until the end of that battle. If you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, you can counter charge 1. This ability may only be used once per turn, even if you have multiple copies of it on board. So this card, in my opinion, is really good. it's a free counter charge. If you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, you can counter charge for free. It's that good of a card. And again, it's one of the best on-ride grade ones that you want to go into. Next, we have 4 copies of Little Sage Marin. This card is very, very underrated. It puts in so much work because it's a +1. Even if you call a card on top of her, you can still activate her ability, counter +1, draw a card. That's the main reason why we're playing her, and also she can easily become an 11k booster or an 11k front row. Of course, you have to play 4 copies of the Grade 1, Grade 3 Searcher, Laurel Knight Cecilius. These are very expensive, by the way. Like, these are one of the most expensive Grade 1, Grade 3 Searchers in the market. Of course, you guys already know the ability, top 5, Grade 3, out of your hand. But his other ability, it gets plus 5k if you have no face-up cards in your damage zone. Which is not that hard because in this build, we do counter blast a lot. Next, we're playing 3 copies of Pongos. Of course, if we're playing Akane, you need to play Pongo. This card is a mandatory Soul Charge 1 if it's placed with a card in the same column. It's not that, I mean, the mandatory Soul Charge isn't that bad because in this build we actually do Soul Blast a lot because of this Grade 3. We do Soul Blast a lot, and it's actually pretty much worth it. We don't really care about the boost. I mean, if we do Soul Charge a trigger, it gets plus 5k, which is okay. But overall, guys, like I said, the main reason why we're playing this is because of Akane, and we're playing Akane because we want to fill up the board as much as possible. And the last Grade 1, we're playing 2 copies of Knight of Extortion, Senegals. Basically, what this card does is, on attack or boost, if your Vanguard is a Grade 3 or greater, you can Soul Blast 1, this unit gets plus 10k. So it's a Soul Blast 1 and it's an 18k beat stick. That's basically it. It's very simple. Again, like I said, we do Soul Blast a lot, but that's where Pongo does come in. In my opinion, there's no really other better Grade 1s to play besides him. So in grand total, I believe we're playing 8, 12, 15. We're playing 17 Grade 1s. It's a lot of Grade 1 guys. Now for triggers, we're playing 4 of the on attack Soul Charge, draw card plus 15k. You don't really need it. I understand this Kroger trigger is actually very expensive at the moment, but it's good to have just in case. Now these crits you need to have. It's the Stride crits. Honestly, guys, these critical triggers are becoming more staples to every premium deck. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this critical trigger does become, if it becomes $10 each. Now we are playing 4 draw PGs. You could play the Sentinel crits. You actually could, but the main reason why I'm sticking with draw triggers is because I want to draw into my into my Grade 2s as fast as possible to fill up my board as fast as possible, and to, of course, get my Sanctuary Guard Dragon. For heals, pretty much standard. We're playing 2 copies of the Soul Charge or Count Charge, and 2 regular heal triggers, staple, and we're playing the regular staple starter, on ride, draw card, quick shield, the works. Now on to the Stride zone. We're playing 4 of the best Stride for Royal Paladins. The only Stride that you want to go in for Royal Paladins. Holy Dragon, Crystal Luster Dragon. We're playing 4 copies, and this card is insane, guys. It puts in so much work. So, once per turn, you can turn a card from your G-Zone face up, and until the end of the turn, this unit gets all of the original abilities of one of your heart cards. So basically, this card keeps the Sanctuary Guard, ability, which restands and gets a crit. His other ability, GB3, if you have 3 or more Grade 2 or greater units, when your opponent would call from his or her hand to the Guardian Circle, she or he must call 3 or more cards at the same time. So basically, whenever they guard once, they have to drop 3 cards, mandatory, for that one attack, which is insane. Honestly, guys, this Stride is broken with Sanctuary Guard Dragon because, again, you can restand this card with triple drive check just by counter blast 1, resting 3 Grade 1s in your back row, and discarding 1 card. Like, it's a +3. It's insane. No, technically +2, but still, It's just that good of a stride. It puts in so much work, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if this card does become like $20 very soon. Next, we're playing 2 copies of the old Sanctuary Guard stride. You don't really need it, but if you know your opponent does have a G guard that can retire your grade 1s in the back row, you might want to stride into this card. Basically, it gets your front row gets plus 3k. Yeah, it gets plus 3k for each grade 1, grade 1 rear guard. We're playing 2 copies of the second Sanctuary Guard stride. Basically, counterblast 1. If you have a heart with Sanctuary Guard in its card name, choose one of your grade 1 or less rear guards until the end of the turn. It gets this ability. It gets plus 3k for each of your grade 1 or less rear guards, and when it hits your opponent's vanguard, choose one of your vanguards, and it gets plus 10k and 1 crit. So again, guys, if you know your opponent does have a G guard in their hand, you might want to stride into this card. It's not that bad. It just puts pressure onto your opponent. Now, I would play 4 copies of this card. This card is one of the second best strides that you can go into. That's not Brave. That's not Altmile. Basically, his ability is when it attacks a vanguard while boosted, counterblast 1, turn a card from your G zone face up. Search your deck for up to 2 grade 2 cards and call them to rear guard circles. When one of your rear guards is placed from the deck, that unit gets plus 5k until the end of the turn for each face-up card in your G zone. So basically, you just rush in the board. You can get in multiple attacks that turn if you want to, if you can, but this is definitely a card that I would highly recommend to have 4 copies of. So you don't really need to play 2 of these or 1 of that. You literally just play 4 copies of this card. So this is your main alternative card they want to stride into that's not Crystal Luster Dragon. Unfortunately, I only have 1 copy. Now for G guards, it's pretty much simple. It's not that crazy. We're playing 1 Dismal to protect our grade 2s or grade 1s from on attacks. Very simple. We're playing 1 Air Elemental Rock Tone. Basically, on plays G guard in circle, discard a card, draw a card, so it just filters. We're playing 1 copy of Laser Guard Dragon. On place, if you have 1 or more grade 2 rear guards, it gets plus 5k. Very simple. We have the Holy Beast Divine Masco. On place, if there is a rear guard in your front row, you may pay the cost. It gets plus 10k until the end of the turn. So basically, it's a 25k shield. Not that, no, broken, but it's decent. And then last for G guards, we're playing 3 copies of Vivid Scared Staff Aratus. Basically, if you have two or more grade 2 rear guards, this unit gets plus 10k. So it's an easy 25k guard if you have 2 grade 2 rear guards on board. So, I like this deck. It's very aggressive. Instead of PGs, you can play all crits if you want. But, and it's a huge but, you need to be extremely careful if you're playing against a deck that can retire cards on your board during your turn. So this deck, in my opinion, is a very aggressive deck. Is it competitive? Yes. Is it affordable? No, actually. Sanctuary Guard, believe it or not, it's like $5. But the grade 1s, Lower Narcissilius, is going for like almost $20 each. Crystal Luster Dragon, they're going for $15, possibly even more. These grade 2s, which are commons, by the way, if I can find them. These grade 2s, they're going for like $5 to $10 each. Insane. This deck, like I said, it's very aggressive. It's a great deck, in my opinion. I think at the moment, it's the best Royal Paladin premium at the moment. I haven't tested out Jewel Knights yet, but I actually will start building a Jewel Knight deck and to see how Jewel Knights work in premium. So if you guys like the deck profile, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel for more videos. Every Thursday, standard Mark Watch, and every Wednesday is going to be a premium Mark Watch. And we're definitely going to have more deck profiles, especially for premium. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are being safe, and hope to see you guys always next time. Deuces.